Yo, what's up? It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Hot 97. Listen, this gentleman, I'm gonna tell you the whole thing, right? So this gentleman, right? Let me introduce you to him. So we walk in, right? We sitting down, we looking at this screen. The screen has Ghost Recon, Wildlands on it. He shows us a trailer. We see the trailer, and then after we see the trailer, everybody was like, yo, what the F-U-C-K? It was crazy. Then he was telling us about how this is the biggest world that Ubisoft has ever, created. You could do all this customization, and I'm like, God, this is crazy. Then he shows us another trailer. Then he shows us the trailer, and we get a chance to meet El Sweeney-O and seeing everything that we're about to experience in Ghost Recon. And honestly, just from that, before I even played it, it was just evident that y'all put in work and y'all redefined the brand Ghost Recon. And I just want to say God bless you and thank you for your work. I just had to tell you that because it's unbelievable, period. Now you get to hold the belt. I had to do the intro first. Now you get to hold the belt, man. Now let's talk. Yeah, I know it's heavy. Now let's talk Ghost Recon. First, let them know who you are, what you do, and what's some of the things that you're excited about that fans will experience come March 7th.
So my name is Nordin Aboud. I'm a senior producer on Ghost Recon Wildlands. I've been working on some of the previous Ghost Recon games. So I was working on Advanced Warfighter 2. I worked on Future Soldier, and I'm part of the team of who's leading the project. And many people have worked on the previous Ghost Recons. And the big thing for us is when we started this project at the end of Future Soldier, we really wanted to say, okay, what couldn't we do, and what are the exciting things we can do with the new technologies, the new consoles coming. At the time, people didn't even know about what's arriving. Yeah. And we were like, the biggest thing for us was how can we break the boundaries? Because when people think about like stealth game, Recon games, they love them, but there's always this idea that you're on a limited playground, you need to launch a mission. It kind of always feels a little bit small, and we're kind of used to it. But what if you could have a game that is at the same time the military stealth shooter, but in this big map where you can go from all the missions to the others without having to, let's say, launch a save or just have to reboot, all the things that happen. And on top of that, we said, let's be even more crazy. Let's mix it up with the co-op, which means, yes, you can have games where you'll be able to play co-op on a certain number of missions, but not all of them. What we wanted to do is that you can non-stop move from solo to co-op. So basically, you can, let's say, one night you're alone, your mates are not around, you have 1 hour, you just play, then your phone rings, by the way, I'm online, okay, can we play? All right, let's connect. Then you play co-op for, let's say, for another hour, then your friends want to go to sleep, but you won't still keep playing. Then you keep playing solo, and then again, maybe, from the other side of the world, you have friends who wake up, because they're in different time zone, and they're gonna play. So you can actually play the game for hours, moving from solo to co-op. You're never going to be stuck because your friends are not free, or because you're actually not free in the story, because that's the other thing. Very often you're stuck in the way the game progresses, which is you're forced to do the mission in a certain order. Here, no matter what you do, you will always be moving forward. So that's for us the big thing, which is we've put all our energy, and we worked years on previous Ghost Recons. On this one, we wanted to take all the things we had and just like make them even bigger with the map, the missions, and the co-op.
How can you not love this gentleman, man? How can you not, yo? Seriously. Now, here's a powerful question. I would love for y'all to be able to pull this off, right? If y'all decided to, do it. So when I was playing co-op, after we killed all the enemies, right, we started like running over each other, like just doing stuff, like stupid stuff. Even though we can't hurt each other because we're on the same team, but it'd be really cool if there was a way where, let's say you playing co-op, or if there was like a multiplayer option where you start out in y'all teams, right? And friendly fire can lead to one of your co-op players turning against you and joining, joining the rest of the enemies. Like, so imagine if me, you playing together, and then I shoot you, and then you know what? You just become a part of the cartel, and now you're not a part of my team. It'd be amazing if you could do something like that. Have y'all ever thought about that, or to have a way where your teammates can actually turn against you by the use of friendly fire?
So, we've been working on this game for 5 years, so we played like sessions and sessions. We've looked at play tests. Yes, we had lots of ideas like that, and right now what we're doing is, and this is very important for us, we want to see how the gamers are going to play our game. So the game comes out March 7, 2017, and the big thing for us is just look at how the people are playing, because there's so many combinations. It's very difficult to say, okay, that's the right way or that's the wrong way. So first thing, we're going to look at what the people are playing, and then the big thing is there's always lots of ideas, and we see how we can push. The big thing we have right now, we have this big playground, because we have the AIs, we have the co-op, we have the missions. So then it's all about tweaking, and we're going to be looking at what, and maybe we're going to be discussing with you about how you're playing the game to see what are the nice tweaks we can do in the future.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And just because I don't see that in games, period. So I love to, see something that like I never seen before, especially with the playground that you have here. Now, big question right here. Big question, right? In the process of developing Ghost Recon, what was the toughest, the hardest part of developing this game that y'all managed to pull off? And the reason I'm asking this, because there's a lot of people now that want to make games. There's a lot of people that's learning how to code and do all these other things, and this is like the future of where a lot of kids is going. I would love for you to share that with a lot of people. What was the toughest project or the toughest part of making Ghost Recon Wildlands the way it is today, especially being so open and limitless?
So on this, for me, there's two answers. First, for the people out there who are interested about game development, the big thing in games is you need to work with other people, because games are big. You have lots of people working, lots of talent. You have creative guys. Even in our team, we have a creative director. We have Dominic, our lead game designer. We have lots of people, and it's all about working together. So the biggest thing, even as a producer, for me, it's really how to work with all the people. And for people out there who are interested in the making games, it's really about working in a group. And specifically in our game, the big thing was, if you say that the possibilities are limitless, once you've said it, it's a nice sentence on a PowerPoint presentation initially, and 5 years ago we just had some ideas. Then you're basically facing the reality, which is you need to do the testing, you need to code all the cases. And in this case, the big decision we made right away is let's just focus on how the game can live by itself. So we be very precise. We have the system of the agenda. So every civilian has its own agenda. So depending on the time of the day, they might go and sleep, they might go and wake up. They have the
because I saw one of them sleep and I snuck on a corner like this when they was sleeping.
So that's the example. So instead of saying, if the guy arrives from this door, then they're gonna be sleeping, and the guy arrives from that door, they're gonna be doing this. We said, let's forget everything the players do, but just think about the world. So we spent actually months building the world, building the AIs, and then we just threw basically the players in it, and saw what worked, and then yes, we tweaked, we optimized. But the big thing here, and that's right now the way we develop these games, is we try to think about them not so much just as one game and one play style, but a big playground that has its own way of living with or without you.
Oh my God, I really love talking to y'all. You understand, because everybody's in here, y'all can't see them, but they in here, and I really love talking to y'all. I really do, man. I feel like I get better as a journalist and as a gamer and as a person, just learning from y'all passion. For real, it means a hell of a lot. A couple more questions, man. Now, my next question is this: because of the co-op and because of how fun it is, right? Do you think that once the players get a chance to, everybody gets a chance to play it, and you study how they play, based on how they play, do you feel that this is something that can exist in the esports arena? The reason why I say that, because if you guys the way this 4-on-4 thing is and how open the world is, I can imagine people watching this on esports, and somebody's in a helicopter, then somebody got a rocket launcher, boom, knock them out the sky, then you parachuting down, boom, boom. You know what type of action that would be on television? Yo, it'd be crazy. Have those conversations ever popped up in terms of the possibility of Ghost Recon, by the way people play it, becoming an actual sport in itself?
So on this, there's two things here. In terms of making it esport, it really depends on what the players like and how they want to play our game, and we see what goes. But what I can already tell you is that we have our own championship inside the team. What I mean by that is that in the studio we have screens where we show the videos that we're actually shooting inside the team. So for instance, we have game designers or play testers, and when they come up with something really good, really funky, we put it on the screen. So when we worked on the process of the game, and even when we had to convince people how our game was, how exciting it was, the best way we found was just show videos of the game itself. So I don't know how things are going to happen in the future, but I can already tell you right now, we have lots of fun watching our own people, and we've been working on this game for 5 years, and we still have situations that are like unexpected, and we actually enjoying it, and it's in the studio, and people walk around, it's a big studio, and people sometimes just chatting, looking at a video, and I walk and look at this situation, and yeah, it's cool, who did it? Yeah, yesterday we had 2 guys who played, they came up with it, and we sent the video. So I can already tell you, yes, it's a great game to watch. And for instance, if you play co-op with your friends, you can imagine that you just invite friends over who have a look with you, and you can enjoy the night together, let's say having 4 people playing and maybe 4 others checking it out. Exactly.
It's crazy. So I got 2 more questions for you, then we're gonna wrap it up. Now, my next question, and this right here, I really want to get your opinion on this, right? Is there anyone in the game industry that inspired you to not only become a developer, but is there anything that you've used in games that came from someone else that you was inspired by? I would really love to pick your brain on that, because a lot of developers get inspired by other developers, and when you see that relationship, to me, I feel like it's amazing, that unity right there in that respect. Is there someone that you truly admire in this industry that you inspire, that has inspired you a lot?
Yes, on this the question is the answer is very straightforward, because when you work on a game like Ghost Recon, there's a big heritage, and I've been working on it for more than 10 years, and most of the guys of the team have lots of experience. The funny thing, sometimes when we're working on this game, we're like, you know what? Maybe it's the game that the guys who created Ghost Recon years ago, guys from Redstone, etc., is maybe the game they would have loved to do if they had access to the technology we have right now. And very often, and this is, we always make these meetings, we replay the old games, and we're like, yeah, in fact, this is the idea they had. They did it this way because that's what's possible at the time, but maybe right now they would be doing it this way. So for me, this is, it's not so much about, let's say, joining the game industry, but more specifically, being motivated and still working on Ghost Recon. It's coming from the fact that it's a very deep franchise, it's a very big source, and there's always new things we come up with. And again, we believe, for instance, that freedom of choice, which is what we are really pushing right now, it was already at the core of the game years ago, and the game expressed it in a way. So for us, let's say it's like a source of inspiration, and that's also how we bring in people, because I told you at the beginning that it's very important in the game industry to be able to work with other people. And it's not just about convincing the people to work with you, it's also about all of us having like common dreams, common values, and one of them is that we really all love Ghost Recon. We all have like these stories in common, and this is one of the things that keeps us working together as a game development team.
Oh, yo, I'm telling you, man. So last question, and this goes in the form of customization. Right now, I know you brought it back to gunsmith, which is dope. You could create all these guns, but I want to know, in Ghost Recon Wildlands overall, like how deep does the customization go? Because we saw a little bit of it, but I'm not sure all the stuff you could do or the things that you plan on adding in the future as the game continues to build out. So walk us through the entire process of how customization will be in this version of Ghost Recon.
So at the end of Future Soldier, we had Gunsmith, and we were like, you know what? Let's smith the word. So let's see if we can have character smith, and that was the first idea. So we spent lots of time, and right now, as you can see, you can play male or female. You can have tattoos, facial hair, choose your caps, your clothes, etc. And most time when we play co-op, the funny thing is it never happened to me. I mean, I've played the game as much as it never happened to me that somebody came up with the exact same character in the build, because there's so many combinations. So I will be honest, I just can't wait to see what's going to happen when the game comes out, and maybe people will just meet like, it's funny, out of the thousands of combinations you came up with exactly the same thing, so maybe we should meet outside the game.
Check it out. You know what you should do? You should have it set up where like certain people could win something that only they can have. You know what I'm saying? From a customization standpoint, there should be something like, for example, let's say you put out a challenge, right? And the first person to get like a sniper kill, from the ground to the helicopter, like the first person to get that challenge will get something unlocked to them, and it's only for them and their screen username and stuff like that. It's only for them. Like if you see them with it, it's theirs. Nobody else did the challenge. Blah blah blah. Y'all should do that. Like what do you think of that?
So on this, it's a big thing. Is we spend lots of time thinking about what we can give to the players. Like for instance, when people are part of some of our betas, that we could give them this. And on this right now, there's lots of ideas. But on all those things, it's the big thing is stay tuned to see what are the things we can come up with, because the more people will be playing the game, the more we'll be able to put energy on it, and we hope that this game can be played for ages.
Oh man, it will be. It will be, because I'm gonna talk about it. Like, period. Like, look, one love, God bless. I thank you so much for your work and your passion and your will to work with others to make not only them great, but to also make yourself greater, from humbling yourself to work with others and grow the industry. Ubisoft all day. I love y'all. It's your boy HipHopGamer. March 7th goes Recon Wildlands on PC, PS4, Xbox One. And we out of here, baby. Peace.